Dear friends, every single day many of us may be eating a type of protein that looks harmless on the surface, yet it is silently pushing the kidneys closer to exhaustion. The most frightening part is that most people do not even realize it. Protein is essential for health. It builds muscle, repairs tissues, and strengthens the immune system. But here's the truth. Not every protein is safe for the kidneys. Some types quietly overload them with toxins, create waste products, and slowly wear down the delicate filters that keep the blood clean. In today's program, I will share with you 4 kidney-friendly protein sources that nourish the body without harming the kidneys, 6 dangerous protein sources that most people believe are healthy but are, in fact, damaging, and finally, 1 simple daily habit that can protect kidney function for years to come. Let us begin this journey together because one right choice today can change the entire future of your health. For kidney-friendly proteins. 1. Egg whites, the silent protector. When it comes to protecting your kidneys, few foods are as underestimated as the humble egg white. At first glance, it may seem too simple to make a real difference, but modern medical research tells a different story. Egg whites provide one of the purest forms of protein available, complete, clean, and gentle on the kidneys. Unlike many animal proteins, egg whites deliver all 9 essential amino acids that your body cannot make on its own, yet without the hidden risks that often come with meats or dairy. A single egg white contains only about 10 milligrams of phosphorus. While the yolk carries more than 80 milligrams, that difference is not small. Studies published in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases have shown that patients with chronic kidney disease who limit phosphorus intake can slow the progression of kidney decline and reduce their risk of cardiovascular complications. Phosphorus levels do not only weaken bones, they also calcify blood vessels, harden arteries, and silently increase the strain on kidneys. By choosing egg whites instead of whole eggs or meat, patients can drastically reduce that dangerous burden. There is another advantage. Egg whites are virtually free of purines, the compounds that break down into uric acid. Elevated uric acid is a major trigger for gout, a painful condition that often coexists with kidney disease, according to data from the National Kidney Foundation. Lowering purine intake is one of the simplest ways to reduce flare-ups and protect kidney filtration capacity. This makes egg whites a double win. Safe protein plus lower uric acid load. Beyond the numbers. The real proof comes from patients. Maria, a woman in her 60s under my care, often complained of fatigue and persistently high phosphorus levels despite eating healthy chicken and fish. When we switched her to egg whites 4 times a week, her lab results improved within just 2 months. More importantly, she reported feeling lighter in her body and clearer in her mind. That sense of relief, both physical and emotional, is a crucial part of long-term healing. Pro tip for maximum benefit. Steam boil or lightly scramble egg whites with minimal oil. Skip the frying. Extra fats and heavy cooking methods can undo much of their kidney-friendly advantage. Simple. Preparation keeps the protein clean, efficient, and ready to nourish your body without weighing your kidneys down. 2. Tofu, the quiet warrior. Tofu may look soft and humble on the plate, but for kidney health, it is a quiet warrior. Made from soybeans, tofu provides high-quality plant-based protein without overwhelming the kidneys. Half a cup of tofu delivers around 10 grams of protein, enough to support muscle repair, immune function, and daily recovery. But unlike meat, tofu has a very low acid load. This matters more than most people realize. A study in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that diets high in animal protein increase the acid burden in the body, which forces the kidneys to work harder to neutralize it. Over time, this metabolic stress accelerates kidney damage. Tofu, on the other hand, is naturally more pH neutral, helping maintain balance in the blood without creating extra acid waste. Soy protein also has unique protective compounds, isoflavones. Plant-based antioxidants reduce inflammation and oxidative stress to major drivers of kidney decline. Research from the Journal of Renal Nutrition shows that patients who replaced some animal protein with soy protein experienced lower cholesterol, reduced proteinuria, protein leakage in the urine, and slower decline in kidney function. That is powerful evidence for such a simple food. I recall one patient, Mark, age 58, living with stage 4 chronic kidney disease. He believed tofu was bland and avoided it for years, but when his phosphorus and uric acid levels became difficult to control, I encouraged him to add soft tofu to soups and firm tofu to stir-fries. After 2 months, his bloating disappeared. His energy increased, and his phosphorus levels finally dropped. He told me it is not flashy, but it works. That is the quiet power of tofu. Pro tip: choose fresh tofu whenever possible. Use silken tofu in smoothies or soups for a creamy texture, and firm tofu in baked or stir-fried dishes. Avoid deep-fried tofu or pre-marinated versions because they often contain too much sodium and hidden phosphate additives. Prepared simply, tofu becomes one of the most reliable allies your kidneys could have. 3. Tilapia, the gentle comfort. For many people, food is not only about nutrients, but also about comfort. Tilapia, a mild white fish, offers both. It is one of the gentlest animal proteins you can place on your plate, giving your body what it needs without punishing your kidneys. 100 grams of tilapia provides about 22 grams of clean protein, but only 170 milligrams of phosphorus. Compare that to a similar serving of red meat, which can exceed 250 milligrams. That difference matters greatly for patients with impaired kidney function. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition has highlighted that reducing dietary phosphorus improves survival rates and delays the need for dialysis. Tilapia is also easy to digest. Unlike heavier meats, which linger in the stomach and produce more nitrogen waste, tilapia breaks down smoothly, delivering steady amino acids without overwhelming the kidneys. Its fatty acid profile is another advantage. The better balance of omega-3 and omega-6 tilapia helps reduce chronic inflammation, one of the silent enemies of kidney health. It also brings micronutrients to the table. Selenium acts as a natural antioxidant, while vitamin B12 supports healthy metabolism and blood formation. Research from the Journal of Nutrition shows that adequate selenium intake can lower oxidative stress in kidney tissue, slowing the decline of kidney function. I remember George, 67 years old, who came to me with stage 3 chronic kidney disease. He was eating red meat 4 times a week, feeling heavy and fatigued. We replaced 2 of those meals with steamed tilapia. Within weeks, his blood work improved, but what mattered most was how he described the change. I feel light again. As if the fog has lifted, pro tip: keep it simple. Steam, bake, or grill tilapia with lemon and fresh herbs. Skip the deep fryer. The kidneys already work hard. They do not need the extra burden of oxidized fats. For quinoa, the quiet revolution, quinoa has been cultivated for thousands of years. But only recently has modern science revealed why it is such a powerful food for kidney health. Unlike most plant-based proteins, quinoa is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids. 1 cooked cup provides about 8 grams of protein. But the secret weapon is fiber. Fiber helps divert toxins such as urea and nitrogen waste out through the intestines, instead of forcing the kidneys to process everything. A study in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases found that higher fiber intake was linked with lower blood urea nitrogen levels in patients with chronic kidney disease. This simple mechanism reduces strain on the kidneys every single day. Quinoa is also gentle in its mineral profile. While beans and lentils can overload the body with potassium and phosphorus, quinoa contains lower amounts of both. That makes it a safer choice for patients who struggle with electrolyte balance. High potassium, as many know, can cause irregular heartbeats or even cardiac arrest if kidneys cannot excrete it properly. By keeping levels modest, quinoa avoids these silent risks. It also delivers antioxidants like quercetin and camphorol, which fight oxidative stress in kidney tissue. The Journal of Food Science and Technology reports that quinoa's unique phytonutrients may help reduce systemic inflammation, supporting overall kidney resilience. Sandra, a 70-year-old patient, had long struggled with unpredictable potassium spikes. Rice left her drowsy. Lentils pushed her potassium too high. When she switched to quinoa a few evenings a week, her digestion calmed, her energy improved, and her blood tests stabilized. "It feels light," she said, "but it stays with me." That stability is exactly what weak kidneys need. Pro tip: always rinse quinoa before cooking to remove bitter saponins. Cook it with water or low-sodium broth, and pair it with vegetables or tofu. Avoid adding salty sauces or cheeses that can undo the benefits. Paired this way, quinoa becomes more than food. It becomes protection. 6 proteins that harm the kidneys. 1. Turkey bacon, the fake. Friend turkey bacon is often marketed as a healthier alternative to pork bacon. It looks lean, the label sounds clean, and many people believe it is the safe choice. Kidneys, turkey bacon is a hidden landmine. Just one strip can contain over 500 milligrams of sodium. That is more than 20% of the daily recommended limit in a single bite. For patients with kidney disease, excessive sodium leads directly to high blood pressure, swelling, and fluid retention. It does not stop there. Processed meats like turkey bacon are commonly laced with phosphate additives, which are absorbed by the body at rates as high as 90%. The Journal of Renal Nutrition warns that these inorganic phosphates are far more harmful than the naturally occurring ones in whole foods, raising phosphorus levels rapidly and accelerating vascular calcification. Nitrites, another common additive, are known to increase oxidative stress and inflammation in kidney tissue. Angela, 64-year-old teacher with stage 3 chronic kidney disease, believes she was making the right switch when she replaced pork with turkey bacon. But her blood pressure stayed stubbornly high, her phosphorus rose, and her swelling worsened. Only when she eliminated processed meats entirely did her labs begin to improve. Bottom line, turkey bacon is not a health food. It is a processed trap that burdens the kidneys with sodium, phosphates, and chemical additives. 2. Red lentils, the overload in disguise. At first glance, red lentils appear to be a health food hero. They are plant-based, high in fiber, and rich in protein. But for patients with kidney disease, they can quietly become dangerous. 1 cooked cup of red lentils contains more than 700 milligrams of potassium and over 350 milligrams of phosphorus. For weakened kidneys, that is an overload waiting to happen. Potassium is a double-edged sword. While essential for nerve and muscle function, excess potassium can cause muscle weakness, dangerous heart rhythm disturbances, or even cardiac arrest. According to the National Kidney Foundation, potassium overload is one of the most urgent risks for patients with impaired kidney function. Phosphorus is equally dangerous, fueling vascular calcification and bone loss. Eli, a longtime vegan patient, ate lentils daily for years. When his energy crashed and his blood work worsened, we discovered his potassium and phosphorus levels were consistently high. Switching from lentils to quinoa lowered his numbers within weeks and gave his kidneys the relief they needed. Bottom line, not all plant proteins are safe. For kidney patients, red lentils can be a silent overload of potassium and phosphorus. 3. Hot dogs, the processed nightmare. Hot dogs are nostalgic, reminding us of ball games and family cookouts. But inside that casing lies one of the worst offenders for kidney health. Hot dogs are ultra-processed, filled with sodium nitrates, oxidized fats, and phosphate preservatives. Every bite floods the body with chemicals that create oxidative stress and damage. The delicate glomeruli, the tiny filters in the kidneys. Research published in the British Medical Journal has linked processed meat consumption with higher risk of chronic kidney disease progression and cardiovascular mortality. Just one hot dog can deliver more sodium than a bag of chips. along with hidden phosphate additives that directly worsen kidney decline. Michael, a 71-year-old patient, ate hot dogs almost daily for lunch. His glomerular filtration rate dropped rapidly, and his uric acid soared. When we removed processed meats, his numbers began to stabilize, proving that sometimes the simplest changes make the biggest difference. Bottom line, hot dogs are not just unhealthy. They are toxic for weak kidneys. For Whey Protein Isolate, the misleading supplement. Many health-conscious people turn to Whey Protein Isolate, believing it is clean, pure, and muscle-friendly. But for kidneys, it is one of the most misleading supplements. Unlike whole foods, Whey isolates deliver a concentrated flood of protein with none of the fiber, antioxidants, or anti-inflammatory compounds that normally balance protein intake. This creates an enormous nitrogen waste load, which the kidneys must work over time to clear. A study in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that high intake of isolated animal proteins increased glomerular pressure, accelerating the wear and tear on kidney filters. Dan, a 48-year-old fitness enthusiast, drank whey shakes daily. His creatinine climbed, his energy dropped, and he was puzzled. When he replaced shakes with egg whites and tofu, his kidney numbers improved within weeks, and his energy returned. Bottom line, supplements are not always safe. Whey Protein Isolate places unnecessary stress on the kidneys, especially when consumed daily. 5. Canned black beans, the sodium-potassium trap. Black beans are often praised as heart-healthy, but when they come from a can, they can be risky for kidney patients. Even after rinsing, 1 cup of canned black beans still contains more than 600 milligrams of potassium and a heavy dose of sodium. This combination overwhelms weak kidneys, leading to fluid retention, high blood pressure, and fatigue. A study in the Journal of Renal Nutrition emphasizes that high potassium beans can destabilize patients with reduced kidney function. Canned varieties are even worse because of added salt. Teresa, a 66-year-old vegetarian, ate canned beans daily. She could not understand why her potassium spiked so often. Once she switched to well-soaked, home-cooked beans in smaller portions and paired them with low-potassium grains, her levels stabilized. Bottom line, canned beans may look convenient, but they hide a sodium and potassium trap for kidneys. 6. Steak, the heavy tradition. Steak has long been a symbol of strength and tradition. But for people with kidney disease, it is one of the heaviest burdens. Even the leanest cuts are rich in phosphorus, purines, and saturated fats. Together, these compounds inflame blood vessels, strain the kidneys, and increase the risk of gout. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition has shown that high red meat intake accelerates kidney decline compared to diets higher in plant proteins. Saturated fats worsen cardiovascular risk, while purines increase uric acid, a double blow for kidneys that are already struggling. James, age 72, ate steak 3 or 4 times a week. He insisted it gave him energy. But his labs worsened, his gout flared, and his kidneys weakened. When we replaced steak with kidney-friendly proteins, his condition stabilized and his symptoms eased. Bottom line, steak may be delicious, but for weakened kidneys, it quietly chips away at health with every aid bite. The golden habit, a morning walk. Food choices are powerful, but lifestyle habits are equally important. Among the simplest and most effective actions you can take for your kidneys is something available to everyone: a daily morning walk. Just 20 to 30 minutes of gentle walking after waking can change how the kidneys function throughout the day. Why is walking so effective? Movement improves blood circulation, ensuring that more oxygen and nutrients reach the kidneys. It also stimulates lymphatic flow, helping the body clear waste products more efficiently. According to a study published in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology, regular low to moderate physical activity reduces proteinuria and slows the progression of chronic kidney disease. Walking also plays a critical role in controlling two of the biggest threats to kidney health: high blood pressure and high blood sugar. The American Diabetes Association notes that just 30 minutes of brisk walking 5 days a week can improve insulin sensitivity and lower fasting glucose. Meanwhile, the American Heart Association confirms that consistent walking reduces systolic and diastolic blood pressure by measurable amounts, lightening the daily workload of the kidneys. Beyond the numbers, the benefits are deeply personal. Several of my patients have shared that after only a few weeks of morning walks, their swelling reduced, their energy improved, and their mood became brighter. One patient described it perfectly: "It feels like my kidneys wake up with me." That simple act of movement gave him not only physical relief, but also emotional confidence, knowing he was actively supporting his own body. Pro tip: start small. If 30 minutes feels overwhelming, begin with 10 minutes and gradually add more. Choose a calm environment, a quiet street, a park, or even laps around your home. Consistency matters more than intensity. Over time, the routine itself becomes medicine. Dear friends, protecting your kidneys does not require perfection. It requires consistency, awareness, and small choices made every day. Each time you replace steak with egg whites or hot dogs with tofu, you are lifting a burden from your kidneys. Each time you choose quinoa over red lentils, or enjoy a light tilapia meal instead of processed meats, you are creating space for healing. And each time you take that morning walk, you are sending oxygen, circulation, and vitality directly to the filters that keep your body clean. Science has confirmed what patients already know: the kidneys respond to daily care. Reducing phosphorus lowers the risk of vascular calcification. Limiting sodium stabilizes blood pressure. Choosing lossed proteins prevents metabolic stress. Adding exercise improves oxygen delivery and slows decline. These are not abstract theories. They are proven strategies backed by journals like the American Journal of Kidney Diseases, the Journal of Renal Nutrition, and the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology. But beyond the data lies something just as important: hope. You are not powerless. Every simple meal, every mindful choice, and every step you take becomes an investment in your future strength and independence. If today's program has given you even one new idea or a spark of motivation, hold on to it. Share it with someone you care about, because kidney health often goes ignored until it is too late. And if you have not already, subscribe to Nutigood HealthBook, where we share trusted and science-based guidance for living healthier and longer. Remember, your kidneys do not need perfection. They need your care. One smart choice at a time.